Peppa and George's Bubble Trouble. It was a bright, sunny morning, and Peppa and George were playing in the garden. The birds were singing, the sky was blue, and everything felt extra fun. That's because today, Daddy Pig had a surprise, a giant bubble wand. Peppa squealed with delight as Daddy Pig dipped the wand into the bubble mix and lifted it high into the air. With one big swoosh, a huge shiny bubble floated into the sky. George chased after it, giggling and yelling, "Bubble, bubble!" More bubbles danced through the air, tiny ones, tall ones, even a wobbly square one. Peppa spun in circles trying to pop them, and George tried to catch one on his nose. Then something very strange happened. One bubble didn't pop. It floated gently down, 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 and landed on George's head. But instead of bursting, it bounced. The bubble grew and grew until it completely surrounded George, lifting him gently off the ground. Peppa gasped. George was floating! Up he went, drifting higher, waving through the see-through bubble shell. Mummy Pig rushed outside, holding a laundry basket. When she saw George floating over the fence, she dropped the socks in surprise. Peppa shouted, "Don't worry, George, I'll save you!" She grabbed the bubble wand, took a deep breath, and made the biggest bubble she could. With a pop, it grew around her too, lifting her right into the air. Now Peppa and George were both floating in giant bubbles, drifting over the garden, the playground, and even the duck pond. Below, the ducks quacked in confusion. Peppa and George giggled as the wind carried them toward a tall hill. Suddenly, the bubbles started to wobble. They floated lower and lower until they gently touched the grass. With a quiet pop, the bubbles disappeared, and Peppa and George tumbled safely into a patch of daisies. They laughed and rolled in the grass as Daddy Pig came puffing up the hill with the bubble wand. "Well," he said, smiling, "that's the last time I use the extra fizzy bubble mix." Peppa and George looked at each other and laughed. And from that day on, they always asked before playing with giant bubbles, just in case they floated away again. The end.